gonna go, you know, this whole YouTube video thing. And let me tell you why. Because there's problems. We got problems. When you have disability, nobody wants to talk about it. And let me tell you why. Nobody wants to talk about it because if you're disabled, you don't want to be reminded of your disability all the time. I don't want to be that disabled girl. I don't want to be that girl with cerebral palsy. Because it becomes this, like, part of who you are that overdetermines everything else. It becomes the most important thing about you. And that's no good, because then you feel like the rest of who you are gets erased or is less important. And it's usually the things that you really like about yourself, right? So the things I like about myself are like that I'm a good researcher, or that I'm very studious, or that I have awesome taste in music. And suddenly the fact that I have awesome taste in music means less to you than the fact that I'm the weird disabled girl, right? And then for everybody else who doesn't have a disability or believe that they do struggle with impairment, they don't want to be reminded of their privilege. They don't want to be reminded that they don't have to go around the back to use the ramp, or that they don't have to ask to use the elevator, or that they don't have to ask to have a seat on the bus, or shit like that. So nobody really wants to talk about disability ever. It makes us all really awkward and really weird, but for very different reasons. And that's really hard for me because I am sometimes, not always, able passing. In some ways that's a privilege, I guess, that I look normal to people. But it's really degrading to me when people point that out, when people say, oh, good thing for you, you look normal. But then also, it's really, it erases a part of my identity when they do that, because it makes my struggles that I do struggle with because of cerebral palsy less real somehow, or less important, or it just erases that struggle. And so I don't really know how this whole thing is gonna go, but I want to try and have fun with it. So some of the things that I was thinking that I wanted to throw out to you guys is that I really wanted to do like a crib get ready with me. So like how to do your makeup when, you know, you're struggling with tremors and spasticity issues. How to make that winged eyeliner look intentional when it's, you know, on your lip. And you know, just like fun things like that, because I think that even though my disability can't define how I do my makeup, it is a part of what I struggle with when I do my makeup. So it is really important, and I think it's important to have visibility for people with disability. I don't see that. I don't see that when I look at YouTube. I don't see that when I look at the TV. And not just seeing it, right? Because invisible disabilities are very real too. And so how does it work for people who are able passing? Do you constantly have to explain or justify some part of who you are? Do people feel entitled to know things about you all of a sudden? And they need details, and they need descriptors, and they need explanation. And how does that impact how you do your makeup, or how you get on the bus, or how you go to school, or whether you go to school? And I've struggled with all of those things, and I am struggling with all of those things. So I thought, let's do it. Like, let's struggle through it. Let's do it together, though. And let's try to have some fun with it. Because it's not always fun, and sometimes it's just awful and hard. And I'm so familiar with the awful hardness of it. But my life can't just be that. My life can't just be awful and hard. So how do I negotiate all of that is what I want to think about. So comment down below if you want me to do some of my favorite things. I have a whole collection of unicorn stuff. If you want to talk about how you don't break the unicorn stuff when you have CP or spasticity issues or tremors, or if you want me to do the crib get ready with me, or any other thing. It could be any other thing on like I won't say it's like how to deal, because it's just how I am dealing in that moment. So it's not like the right way, it's just a way, my way, the the way I am trying to figure it out. And if you guys have tips on how to figure it out, leave that down below, because I need them. Feel free to help me live and survive. And as always, like or subscribe to the video, and go to the ipseitycollective.com for more information. And have a good day.